So with the recession scare around the corner and the stock market prices plummeting once again, mortgage rates rising to 5.5%, most likely to 6% maybe by the end of the year, some experts say. Building materials since 2020 have now been up roughly 26% on building materials. Labor increases as well. Where do we put our money, right? Where can we safely put our money for it to see a real return these days? It's a very difficult question to answer. It almost feels like everything is unsafe at this point. For me, myself, and what I recommend everyone would be to put your money into real estate. How do you buy into real estate though, right? How can I afford to buy a home with the interest rates being what they're being? How can I afford to invest in a property? How can I afford to even go buy a home right now? Well, we don't always have to buy the home. We could buy the land that we build and develop these homes on. So if you have anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 just sitting around and you don't know where to safely place that money for it to see a return, and you just want to hoard it, it's probably not going to work for you. So where can we buy land cheap? How do I find cheap land? If I look anywhere posted, all the market or even buying it wholesale, it's all expensive. How can I buy land inexpensive? If I look on the market, everything for land is expensive there, right? Lots are selling from anywhere to 45, 55, 65, 75, over $100,000, depending on what zip code you're looking in. If I'm looking to buy something off market, it's still expensive there. Where can I find the cheapest land? What's through tax deed auctions? Every county in the state of Texas has tax deed auctions where people go delinquent for not paying taxes on land and lots. What we do is we then go to these auctions, we take our money and we invest in this land, and we see heavy, heavy returns as long as that land is buildable and passes our criteria that we need to match for it to be profitable. I've been doing this now for years, and I've been able to make heavy profits from just buying land and flipping the land to a developer. Now these developers and these builders, well, they have the money to pay for the builds, right? Even with interest rates going up, even with labor and material costs going up, these developers and these builders can still afford to put these properties up, and they still are. If you look down any major city in Texas, new builds are still going up all over the place, and they don't stop. Why? Because people are still moving here. And even though inflation and the recession has some of us, most of you guys out there in fear right now, many people are still buying, and this doesn't affect many people. Now, all of these builders and developers are still putting up new construction homes regardless of what the economy is doing, right? No matter what city you go to, San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth, Waco, Dallas, Corpus, new construction homes are still being put up all the time. Why is that? That's because the recession, inflation, and all that doesn't affect some people. Right? It really doesn't. Let's be honest. A lot of us can still come in, buy new homes regardless, right? And a lot of people are moving to Texas because the homes here are so cheap. So new construction homes are still going up. So land is still super valuable in all these Texas markets where we have tax deed auctions, and we can pick up these lots and these pieces of land super cheap. Let me give you some examples. So what do you see behind me? You see just vacant land that probably needs to be landscaped. Correct. However, what we did pick up here was a lot for $7,000 at tax deed auction. Now the great thing about this lot is it's in a highly appreciating neighborhood where the single family homes right now are selling for about $350,000 to $450,000. The lots alone are selling for about $55,000 to $85,000 right now. Great thing about this lot that nobody knew when I bought it is it's actually two lots. You can actually build two single family homes here. Now, the construction here is on smaller lots, so they're smaller, more narrow, higher builds, but that's exactly what sells in this neighborhood. This is one of them that I picked up at tax deed auction, $7,000. I could turn around and sell this one now from anywhere to $55,000 to $85,000 in the market right now. But I'm gonna sit and hold it and build on it myself. So what type of construction can I put on those lots? Let's go take a quick look. Just like these puppies right here. So these, once again, sit on small lots. They measure about 16 by 44, 16 by 48, 2 levels. They're 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, selling for about $375. Or like these right here. Or these right here. Okay, folks, you get the name of the game. They're building narrow and tall here in this area. Now, the great thing about buying highly densely populated areas like city centers and without in San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, Corpus, really all these major developing cities right now, is that the city allows you to build these narrow homes high up, 2 to 3 stories, right? So we can buy these small lots, which most people think, oh man, it's a small lot, it's not good, right? Well, no. What are you trying to do on that lot according to what's being done and allowed there, right? If we're allowed to do that in these specific areas, heck yeah, we want these small lots because that's how they're all being built here. We can pick them up super cheap. The construction is cheaper on them because it's less square footage. The overall taxes are less on these properties because the land and the home itself is smaller square footage. But we're still able to sell these properties for top dollar, ranging anywhere from $350,000, $400,000, $450,000 in this area. And it's going to continue to appreciate because money keeps pushing this way. And in all these major Texas cities. So guys, if you're ever going to invest in land and buy lots of, the time is now. The time is now. All this California money's coming in, all this up north money is coming in. The time is now. Tech money is just flowing into Texas, and if you don't take advantage of this now and start to buy up these vacant lots now, because they're all over still and they're going to be going delinquent over the next few years. If you don't learn how to do this now, capitalize on it now, by the time you try to pick up any of this land, it's going to be gone, baby. So if you want to put your money somewhere and you got anywhere from, like I said, 10, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 sitting around, let's not put it into the market, right? Let's not put it into crypto. Let's not put it into things that we know do this all the time, right? We can put it into land and developing cities and appreciating areas, right? We know that we can turn around and sell that. We can sit and hold it, allow it to appreciate. Or if we choose to, we can build and develop on it ourselves. All right, let's take a look at another one I picked up here. So this one here took a little bit more of a strategy. You got the lot behind us. So when I picked this one up, there was no Taco Bell, there was no Wendy's, and there's another pad site there in the center. None of this was here. This was just some vacant lot, zoned residential, and these lots were all vacant. They had just been recently rezoned to commercial. 1, 2, and 3. So Taco Bell there now, Wendy's now. I predict Chick-fil-A is gonna be dropping in the center of those guys next, and then we always had the McDonald's down there. But for me, I saw these other lots getting rezoned commercial, and I said, well, something's going to be dropped there. I'm getting that baby right there. Even though they had all been residential, these had only been rezoned commercial. I knew something was going to happen there. Bought the lot, picked it up for $17,000. Next came a Taco Bell, then came the Wendy's, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. Like I said, I think a Chick-fil-A is going to drop there in the center. It's just my prediction. I do know across the highway, they just got some new developments going to have Starbucks and some other big things dropped across the highway. So goody for me, right? But this took strategy in it being residential. I waited for those things to drop, and then I went and rezoned it commercial myself. Went to the city, asked to have it rezoned, discussed my plans with them to put a future type of restaurant, coffee shop there, proposed the plans, spoke with the neighborhood association, or the Government Hill Association president, got her approval, got the councilman's approval, then we moved to the zoning, right? And then we got it approved easily, right? Only cost us about $450, but it raised the value of the land tremendously. I have plans with this one too. This is a sit and hold. I would turn this into some type of food truck little park. I have an Airstream that I recently picked up, and then on another lot that I picked up, there was a actual food truck already on it that I took possession of on a recent lot that I bought. So this will be something that we develop in about a year here. I'm pretty busy on some projects right now, so this one will have to wait for, like I said, about a year before I get this one up. But it was being able to forecast the future and see what I could turn this lot into and make sure that I could actually do something with this lot before I decided to go bid on it. Okay, so that was the name of the game on that one, right? So different strategies for different areas, right? And knowing what we can and cannot do in specific areas and neighborhoods, right? If I buy small lots, that's okay because that's what's all being built here anyways. And I can maximize those small lots. Pay less on taxes, less on construction and building costs because they're smaller builds. But that's the way everything's built here and still has top dollar. On other lots that are zoned residential, can I strategize those, rezone those commercial, make them more profitable, put my own business on there, or sell it to somebody that wants to put a business on there for top dollar? Let's go check out another property that I picked up. This one had a structure on there. I knew the structure was shit, but I didn't want the structure. I wanted the land because it was already zoned commercial and had previously been a bar and a restaurant. Let's go check that one out.
Virginia Boulevard.
This lot right here I competed for like 2 years ago. Man, I wish I would have bought it and got it. So
in 800 feet, your destination will be on the left.
That one I competed for, and I ended up losing that one. I think for $27,000 was the winning bid. I dropped that at about 26. It was just me and this other investor. Man, I wish I would have bought it because I know he turned around and sold that one, I think for, I want to say in the low 70s. He ended up getting rid of that one for. Should have bought that one, but.
Your destination is on the left.
Oh well, on to the next. So this was the structure. Got the guys to remove it piece by piece, and we saved a lot of good lumber from this project. A lot of good studs and rafters and all that stuff. Got the electrical guys out here right now and the gas guys to cut off the lines. That way we could finish out demo, get this one cleared out. This is zone commercial, but I think we're gonna change to residential and put some little houses on here. So the way this one's laid out, you know, this used to be a bar and a restaurant. But, you know, this area really isn't developing like that too much as far as there being commercial and more of that here. It's more of being infill properties for residential. So what we can do here is we can put one property here facing the north side, and then we can split up these other two and put two more here. We could maybe squeeze 3 in there. Don't really know right now. We could maybe even request for a small apartment use and maybe do a small apartment structure that fits maybe 6 units in there. Not really too sure now, but we at least got room for 1, 2, 3 new builds. That's probably what we'll end up going with, just because that's kind of what's in the area already. So 3 single family homes here. Once again, each one of them selling for about $375 to $450. So let's say we pull 400 a piece out of them. That's 4, that's 8, that's 1.2 mil. Picked up the land in this for $48,000. So yeah, this one was picked up for $48,000. It was one of the more heftier purchases that we wanted to get into, but we really knew that this one had some great potential to be able to build about 3 different homes on here when we bought it. We knew it was commercial, so we knew that that was always there as well too. The fact that we could redevelop into some other type of business. Nothing's really been happening like that here in this area, but definitely able to build at least 3 different homes here. So you figure that's picking up 3 different lots, right, at $48K. So we break that down to a cost of per lot being approximately, what is that, 1632, 16 G's, right? So you think 16 G's now for a lot, not bad at all, because we got potential here to put 3. So that's kind of how you need to look at things and how you need to strategize that when you're looking to buy lots, especially for infill properties or for rezoning purposes, or if they're tight lots. There's always different ways to look at it and kind of just see the trends of what's going on in the neighborhood. I offer a course that teaches tax deed auctions, strategies, insights, and everything on how to find the winners and how to avoid the losers with this. I've taught almost 100 students to date, and I have many students that I mentor one-on-one where you can come work with me personally. But right now I do have the course available, and it's promoted right now down to $1,000 for the course. With that, you also get a 2-hour Zoom call with me where we can talk strategies after the course, or we can cover anything you like regarding your specific market. That's going to be super important. But as for me, this has allowed me over the past few years to be able to buy my time and freedom back. You may be like, man, John, you just get running around in a tank top all day, baby. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I actually get to leave to California this evening to go race in 2 Spartans this weekend in Big Bear, California. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I get to do these things. I've earned that freedom, okay? It didn't happen overnight. Took years, took hard work, took this strategy, and took my main business of making the money, saving the money, and then investing it into this strategy so that way I could have the freedom to go race these races, go travel with my family when I want to, drop off and pick up my kids from school, coach their sports teams. Save your money, invest it, and then, you know, do whatever. Do whatever you want, right? Do what you love. Do what you love. For me, it's my physical fitness endeavors and these things, and spending time with my family. That's what I love. That's what I work for. That's what I've earned.